Okay guys, this is the Trophy Ridge React 1 sight right here. The sight housing is smaller than the one that I had on here, and so what that means to me, and I pulled it all the way back as far as I can, and I have a little bit more daylight than I want with my peep sight, so I won't have to get another peep sight and put in here, so I don't have quite as much daylight. And I'm at 10 yards, gonna flag right here, and we're gonna see where it hits. Now the first thing I've got to do is turn this all the way to it stops. That's at 20 yards, and then I'll lock it down right here. Okay, and then we'll see where it hits from there. The reason that I'm going at 10 yards here is because that way, if it's way off, then I won't lose an arrow. You should hit the same place between 10 and 20 yards. So let's see. Okay, that one shot. Maybe 3.5 inches to the high and about 1 inch or so to the left. My second shot is right beside that first one, so I know that one, I do my adjustment here, I turn this right here, and I can go up. I'll turn that and lock that down. That's my vertical. And I'll do it in moderation. I don't think it's going to take much for that side. So let's see where it hits now. So much easier to do this at 10 yards to really see where you're at. And that's kind of right underneath there. That could have been me, I don't know. We'll figure it out in just a second here. But it came down some. Yeah, it's lower, but it's still hitting to the left there. So I unloosen this right here, and I want to come down a little more. I mean, I want to go up a little more. Go up. And see, you don't have to use any Allen wrenches. That's what makes that so nice. And then this lever here, I mean this little knob here, and I need to go to the left. Okay, we removed those arrows. Let's see where we're hitting. Tad to the left. I just started shooting for the day, so I may have to get warmed up just a tad. Now that shot, I released it perfect, so I knew that one was right. That was dead on. here. So I kind of know where it's going to hit now at 10, and then I'll go to 20 yards and shoot. Okay, couple of clicks to the left, because it's shooting to the left. So now it should shoot to the right. Should be right on. So I'm pretty close right there. These two arrows right here, right, almost touching each other right here. And see what I'm aiming at right here. And so I'm about 3/4 inch off from dead center, looks like. But I think that's me, that 3/4 inch. Because my first shot was like right here. I'm thinking like, no, you gotta concentrate. So that's pretty close right there. So now what you do, now you can always come back and change it a little bit. Now what I'll do, I'll go out to like 50 or 60 yards, and then I'll shoot at that distance until I get it zeroed in the center, and then we'll have our second reading there. Okay, we're at 50 yards. I made a little adjustment here, so we'll see where we're hitting. This is arrow number 1. Couldn't tell where that hit. So let's go to arrow number 3. Real low start off with, and you can kind of see where I'm just kind of moving slowly upward. So 10, 11, and 12 were my main arrows that I think I got close. This is 10. I mean, this is 10, the yellow one here, and this is 11. They're side by side within an inch. So I'm a little bit to the left. And then arrow number 12 was my other arrow, and arrow number 12 was the closest one within an inch of the target right there, 12. So 12 was a good shot, and then 10 and 11 right on each other. So that was pretty good. So again, I was moving up, and I knew my last 3 arrows, I had an idea, but I need to go over to the right just a tad. Okay, I want to show you what I did. I adjusted my sights so I could shoot at 20 yards. And then I went out to 50 yards and I shot a good group at 50 yards. Okay, so I had to move this pointer here all the way down to where I thought was 50 yards. And then finally move it up and down until I got a good group dead at 50 yards. After I did that, then I unloosened this knob right here, which allows me to turn this knob. And when you see these increments like white, red, white, this right here, these increments will expand or contract. So when I was down to 50 yards down here, what I did was, let me unloosen that to show you. $20, $30, $40, $50. I had it down here at 50 yards, and so what I did was I turned it. See, watch this right here. Okay, undo that. Maybe you can see these. See how those slides right here move? Well, once I zeroed it in at 50 yards, then I had to turn it until my 50-yard mark right here lined up with my pointer. Just like that, and then tighten that up so it won't move on you. It'll stay that way. So that way, after doing 20 yards and doing 50 yards and expanding these markers right here to the 50-yard mark, then I know that all the rest of them should be right on all the way out to 100. Okay, so let's see where we're at today. We're trying to get her zeroed in perfect, and we're at 20 yards, and I'm going to be shooting at about a 1.5 inch orange piece of plastic, and we're going to see where she, but I could tell that was, it looked good, and seemed like I had my sight picture pretty good. And my peep cord here is trying to push me over the edge. Keeps coming loose. Oh, I tied it all kinds of ways, but it's just a tad too short. Make sure my cock feather's not hitting those brushes. I really like this arrow rest, the 3 brush type universal. Okay, 60, 20, 20, 40, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I had not set it to 60, have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, I was about to make a mistake there. You probably see me jerking that one a little bit. I pulled that one. So, redeem myself here now. Or it shot, or it hit low. I don't think it hit low. Gee, this tubing here. If your peep sight is not perfect, you're gonna shoot way, way off. I keep having a problem with my tubing here. I'm going to buy a roll of this tubing, I think. Try not to pull it in two. Okay, arrow number 11 to make up for that shot there. I'm not sure if my peep sight is what caused that or not. Okay. All right. So that was 11, right? That was 11. 6 and 11. And what I have, 5 and 12. So now we're at 70 yards. So let me set this at 70. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I'm gonna put it dead on 70. The farther you go back, whatever mistakes you make, the farther you go back, the more you'll be able to tell. If you're off a little bit at 30 yards, you're gonna be off a lot at 90. All right, this is 70 yards. Well, let's see where we hit with this. All right, we hit the target at 70. And this is about to come loose again. So now we're going to turn a knob and we're going to put it on 80, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm going to put it dead on 80. That way we'll know where we're hitting it for sure. My sight housing is coming way down, so I got to put my arrows in the professional way. Okay. Woo, we hit at 80. That's good. I think I shot at 90. Last time I shot at 90, I forgot to dial it and it hit way low. So that was 80. Dead on 80. So now, oh, I can't go any farther down. I can go 3/4 of the way down at 90 and it bottoms out. So I think that at 90 I'm going to have to aim a tad higher. Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot dead at it at 90, and then I got one more arrow 10, and then I'll aim it higher. Because I got a feeling this is not gonna make it. I could tell my peep sight has moved like a 1/8 of an inch or something. It's not there where I'm supposed to be. Okay, that's better. All right. That was dead at it at 90. So I'm not sure where, it did not hit the target. So this time I'm going to aim up, because I'm not getting but like, according to this sight, I would be shooting about 85 yards, but I'm at 90, so I'm going to aim about, I don't know, the top of that hay is where I'm going to aim at. We'll see where it's dropping to then. Okay, that did not hit the target either. So we'll see where that hit, hopefully. At that distance, it may go through the hay, hope not. But that's fun. Okay. Well, let's look at this first, I guess, and we'll look at the other. So, the 20-yard here was definitely in the bullseye. That's a good shot. Then this right here is 50 yards on top right here, number 5 arrow. And that one is about 2 inches above the bullseye, which the bullseye is only like, if you can see right there, the bullseye is only like my finger width here. So it's a pretty small bullseye. And so that's 50. That was a pretty good shot right there. And then here's 80 yards. So I was curious where 80 was going to hit. And this is number 8 arrow. And 80 yards is 4 inches below the bullseye at 80. So that's good. And then this is arrow number 3, which is 30 yards. And that's only about 1.5 inches away from the bullseye at 30. I pulled it a little bit, I guess. And this is arrow number 7 right here, and that's 70 yards. And 70 yards is about 4 inches from the bullseye at 70. And it's a little bit to the left. And arrow number 4, I remember shooting that one at 40. And then I think I shot 12 or 11 to make up for that. And they both hit in the same area. And they're still about 3.5 inches from the bullseye, that 40 yards. So again, we don't have too big a bullseye, but the 80 is not bad. Again, 80 is 4 inches below the bullseye, and that bullseye again is like 1 inch tall at the most. So that's not so bad there. And then, I don't know what happened here with 60 is pretty even here, and that's the main thing, is even with the bullseye. And I pulled it, and I can't remember offhand if I shot another arrow for that one or not. If I did, it would have been arrow number 11. If it's arrow number 11, then I'm about 3 inches from the bullseye at 60 there. So 70 was good. So right here, when I shot at 90 yards, I was aiming pretty much center of the bullseye, and 8, 12, 13. I shot about 14 inches low, looks like, with 9. So then I aimed here and 8. That's 8. That's still about 14 inches low. 14 inches low on 90. And 8 inches low on 80. So 80 is good. 90, and you remember what the problem was with 90? I bottom out on trying to get to 90. I could only get to like 80, 85 or something like that. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Actually, it's a little lower than it was. But I could only bottom out to about 80, 85 when I first looked at it. So that would account for that, you know, that loss right there of that, you know, if I could have got it at 90 or 92, it would probably have been pretty horizontal at 92. So, I'll try to find some more information on these sites right here and to see, you know, if I can get, if there's a way for me to get to 100 on it, because I don't know if I can get to 100 on this bow. Again, bow is supposed to shoot 308 to 316 feet per second on IBO, and I'm using like 400 grain arrows, so I mean they're pretty light. So I got a feeling I'm probably shooting 285. That's my guess. I'm gonna pull out my chronograph and try it and see, get an idea of what it's really shooting.